Hello, welcome to paper P1 of the ACCA qualification. My name is Larry and you're welcome to 3V Learning Center. Paper P1 is predominantly focused on governance, risk and ethics, and it is a relatively new paper that has not been part of the old syllabus of the ACCA qualification. Looking at the paper P1 from its relationship with other papers in the ACCA qualification, paper P1 is directly related to other professional papers, and definitely competencies and capabilities that you acquire in paper P1 will be tested in other professional papers. But in order for you to approach paper P1, it should be expected that knowledge from accountant in business, your paper F1, and knowledge from audit and assurance, your paper F8, will need to be carried forward to paper P1. The following are the main sections of the ACCA paper P1 syllabus. Section A is governance and responsibility. Under governance and responsibility, we will be focusing on how companies are affected by stakeholders and their directors. Under governance and responsibility, we will be trying to understand a company in terms of its behavior. And in order for us to understand this, we'll be looking at the principles, the beliefs of the managers and directors of companies. So, the first section of the syllabus will require you to understand the behaviors of directors of a company. And in order for you to get this, we will be going through a lot of quotes on corporate governance. Section B is about internal control and review. And under internal control and review, we'll be focusing on not just the company, but also the individuals. You as an accountant, how do you affect an organization? How can you make an organization better? We'll be looking at what you need to add to and what you need to keep in order for you to maintain the internal control system of an organization. The C part talks about identifying and assessing risk. All organizations are affected by different types of risk. No matter where you are in the business world, you are exposed to certain risk. So it is important and pertinent for you to understand how you can identify some of these risks. And not only identifying this, you need to understand the possible impact that these risks are going to have on you. Section D will be talking about how we can control the risk that we have identified in section C. And in order for us to get a good example of these, we'll be looking at what we call in ACCA as the TARA framework, to help us understand how we can control risk as it affects the organization as a whole. The last part of the syllabus, which is equally very important, it's about you, the accountant, and how you affect the organization and the life of every other people around you, and it is professional values and ethics. Your professional values and your ethics as an individual will infer on how you make decisions wherever you find yourself in the organization. And as such, it is important for us to understand the ethical stance, the ethical background of each and every one of us, and how our decisions are going to be seen ethically by the outside world. In order to make it a bit easy to understand the concept of the paper P1 syllabus, I have done a breakdown of the four main aspects of the P1 exam: corporate governance, ethics, risk management, internal control. These are the things you need to understand about paper P1 in order for you to do very well in your forthcoming examination. Corporate governance is focused on the codes, and the codes are usually whether you are following a rules-based approach or a principles-based approach to corporate governance. Ethics will look at how you make decisions as an individual and as managers and directors in an organization, and how they can infer or affect your organization and immediate environment. Risk management focuses on how you can ensure that the organization, the continuity of the organization is possible by ensuring that the organization is well prepared for the dynamic changes in the business world. Internal control helps an organization to keep performing and to achieve superior performances. The exam structure of the P1 syllabus, governance, risk and ethics, is going to be in two sections. Section A is a 50 marks question, and is always based on case studies. So you will need to get a good understanding of how the business world works. So it is important that in order for you to prepare and to perform very well in your forthcoming examination, you will need to gain a good understanding of how the corporate world entails. So not only are you expected to rely on your books and to rely on me, but I will also expect you to look at other dailies. You need to look at business dailies in order to get understanding of what is going on in the business world. And this will usually help you in undertaking your Section A question. It is also important that you keep yourself abreast of the international trends, as the examiner has stated that he will constantly look at recent developments in the world in order to set up questions that you might be facing in Section A of the syllabus. Section B of the syllabus, you will be required to do 2 questions. And the questions will be 25 marks each. And one thing I would like to inform you, the ACCA is an exam for professionals, and as such, you are expected to think as professionals. So even though we've said that the 2 questions in Section B that you will be answering will be based on 25 marks each, please don't come to the examination with a mindset that you will be asked knowledge-based questions. At the professional stage of the ACCA, we are expecting you to think as somebody who is a top management person in an organization. So you will still come across short scenarios, and you will see a lot of questions drawn from different sections of the syllabus in these 2 questions that you will solve in Question B. Most importantly, in order for you to do very well in paper P1, you just need a good understanding of the business world, and the questions you will be facing are going to be practical. And because the paper focuses on governance, risk and ethics, and the governance and ethics part of the paper are dependent on you and I as individuals, so you will see a lot of questions that are applicable to you as a person, and you will be expected to make your decisions. Whenever you are making decisions based on ethics, you will be expected to take the highest possible ethical stance. as that is what is expected of you as a professional accountant. As we look forward to starting the whole syllabus proper, I believe that with this few introduction, you will be able to get yourself prepared to what you'll be facing in paper P1. Thank you. Hope I did.